Okay, hi everybody, this is me. This is a late review. I apologize. I have a problem. I keep playing this game. It's called Helldivers 2. I'm sorry. It's addictive, and that's why the review is late. Sorry about that. Helldivers 2 is now my reason to living. Democracy! Anyway, moving on. This is going to be the final episode review and, well, series, I guess, of Witch and the Beast. Um, this was mostly a flashback again. What from last week? This was just basically the conclusion of what occurred. And as we last saw, basically the witch, well, not the witch, but the kid that was with the witch and that other guy, he's an executioner. And his father is an executioner as well. I believe that was his father. So we basically left off with that, and they get confronted, and basically, this kid's name, the blonde-haired kid. I apologize, I forgot his name. What the hell is that kid's name? Well, the girl's name is Falfil. Oh, Owen. So yeah, Owen gets killed. It's weird because later on it's like, eh? Which explains a few things. But we do get a very detailed explanation of what really is really the story with Gudo. And my theories on this whole thing are pretty spot on now. Gudo is a guy. It's like what? It's just insanity. But anyway, we basically pick off with that. Owen is supposedly killed. They confront her, these bozo villagers, and this executioner, who happens to be, she finds out who it is, and she's just crying, and it's just like, dude, you just... But what ends on happening before that, Gudo confronts Ashhoff. Remember, this is a flashback. And he explains to her as she's trying to like beat the shit out of him when he's already bleeding perversely about the whole situation with the witches and her curse and everything else. So what ends on happening is we don't see him say it. Hashoff, he says something to her, and she leaves and tells basically to protect the girl, the witch. She literally just kills these two villagers, cuts their heads off. I was like, oh shit, damn. And you know what's funny about it? They didn't censor it out. Like, who gives a shit about this show? Let's not censor it. It was weird. Anyway, she ends up fighting the executioners. She doesn't. Well, she gets kind of defeated, but Ashhoff comes back and confronts them, and eventually we get the whole kit and caboodle over this. So Gudo's body, the blonde girl, is a witch's body. Because, as we already know from last week's episode, Falfel, I can't say her name. She had a curse on her too. So, while Ashoff's dealing with that kid who gets his cock cleaned later on, dealing with the kid and the guy who's, the witch kisses Gudo. After she does this, we get that scene from the beginning. Guy coming out of the coffin. The guy coming out of the coffin is Gudo. And because this happened, her curse has been removed as well. So now she has the power of commands. and she just commands the villagers to stop. And then she eventually, Gudo beats the living shit out of Kid. Kid had both of them, no business, dead. And it was like, another dude who comes in, the father trying to blast her with fire. He gets his, well, he didn't get his clock cleaned, but freaking, she goes over to him and she commands him, executioner, perish. And he's dead. He's dead. We also she basically takes out the fire from the house. And, you know, the kid's laying dying there, no arms and legs. This show has a fetish for removing arms and legs. And he dies. He says, he basically was going on about there being monsters, a world full of monsters, and blah, blah, blah. Just kill yourself. Come on. Anyway, that was pretty much it. And it was basically telltale tale here that that's the whole story with Gudo. So Angela, when she did this curse to her, or him, I should say, put her soul in a witch's body. That's the whole secret. Then after the whole thing with her, and she goes with Ashoff, we go back to the present time. And, you know, Ashoff is saying how, you know, you're going back to what you were before, blah, blah, blah. So what they decide to do is they decide to go to an island that is basically, because this world's kind of interesting. It was interesting to get more details about the world in this series. That's the final episode. The world is made up of 8 continents. And the 7th and 8th continent, in between them, is an island. And this island has a pit. And this pit has all these like different levels of it and shit. And they're going there to... It seems like that Ashoff's taking her there to get more information on Angela and how to defeat her and blah, blah, blah. And what we find out is, do a lot of crazy requests when they go there. Middle class clothes, black clothes. And eventually what happens is they go to the 4th level. And this is a level full of vampires. So now we're going to go into vampires along with witches. But that's basically, well, that's more or less what happened in the episode. Overall, I thought this show was okay to good. I think the fact that the manga is on hiatus, from my understanding, kind of hurts it. Now, that's not to say this episode was good. It was good. Serviceable. Give it 8.5 out of 10. Series-wise, I wouldn't say it's dog shit. I would say I give it the same rating as series-wise as I give this episode, an 8.5 out of 10. It's good. It's okay. It's nothing to write home about. And the reason being is it just feels like there's so much emphasis on different witch cases going on, and when we get to the meat of the whole story, show's over. So that's kind of a letdown in my way. In a way, I find it to be a letdown. But overall, it was good. I enjoyed it to an extent. Hopefully we get another season. I hope so. Just to go on to this more down the hole of, you know, her getting her body back completely. Instead of... So basically, yeah. And the thing is that every time she kisses a witch, the curse is lifted and she uses her body. Togudo is not a female. He's a dude! A very large dude. So, that's basically the whole thing about the situation. Which is interesting, to say the least. And I enjoyed it. Now, I've made his final decision regarding the spring. Kaiju number 8 and Irregular at Magic High School. I've been watching that series the first 2 seasons. I've seen the spin-off, which is basically told from the perspective of Miyuki, Tatsuya's sister. And I saw I think it was a movie or OVA, which is basically just telling you the story of how they met, Tatsuya and Miyuki. So, I'm going to try to do season 3 review, episode reviews on it, along with Kaiju number 8. And the series reviews will follow. But this was a good show, which the Beast, I would want to see more if it happens. But it seems like it's going to be a while. It seems like this manga is on hiatus. And that's really the crux of everything. This has been Block 922. Did you guys like Witch and the Beast? I thought it was okay. Sorry. I'll see you guys later.